Today we are going to learn about the decision-making process, and this is our introduction lesson that we're going to use for the next several days. So the concepts we talk about today are things that you are going to need to apply for the rest of our journey unit. So to start out, we want to make sure that you guys understand that decisions are any of the choices that you're making on a daily basis. And obviously, some of them are more impactful than others. But again, any choice, whether it's what time you wake up, what time you go to bed, what you're eating for breakfast, if you're going to walk to school or get a ride, or if you're going to cheat on a test or study for it, all of those things are decisions. Some questions that we want you to consider throughout the unit. We want to make sure that you understand that there are a lot of types of decisions, and some take very little processing to make. Some you really don't even hardly think about. We also want you to think about what types of decisions need a more thorough, thoughtful decision-making process. And we'll be talking about some steps to decision-making that you can use to thoroughly think out all of the ideas that you're considering. We want you to consider what makes some decisions so much more important than others. So again, thinking through what the consequences are. And then we also want you to consider when you need to include others in your decision-making process. So again, thinking past just yourself, when do things also affect other people, or when are other people directly involved? So the first type of decision that we're going to talk about is an everyday decision. And these are the things that don't have a very long-lasting impact on your life. They're things that, again, you may decide on a daily basis and you don't really think through a lot. An example would be if you are ordering pizza and you are choosing pepperoni pizza instead of a pizza with vegetables on it. Again, that's a decision, but it's something that tomorrow probably won't impact your future. Maybe if you only ate pepperoni pizza every single day for every meal, it would. But again, ordering pizza one time, that would be an everyday decision. Another type of decision is an impulsive decision. These are things that you do without thinking through the impacts or the consequences of your decision, and they could have very negative impacts on your life, especially in situations that are really stressful. So I think a lot of you guys could maybe relate with any situation where you're at like a party or somewhere where people could be offering you substances that aren't legal for people your age. So if you're like with a friend and somebody offers you a beer and you take it and you forget that you're the person who's driving home, obviously that would be happening when you have a driver's license, but if you don't think through that very well, that could have a very negative impact. So again, there are times where people just make a choice without really considering the consequences. Other types of decisions can be named responsible decisions. And again, these are things that people consider after going through a very thorough decision-making process. So they think about all the consequences, they have intent and forethought, and they've considered different alternatives. They've thought really through the whole decision to make the most responsible choice that they can. So if we take that same decision from the previous slide, if you're at a party and somebody offers you a beer and you sit there and you think about all the different consequences, you think about the impact for now when you're in high school, the impact for your future. Maybe you know that you don't want to get in trouble with your parents, and you know that you're under the drinking age. You don't want to do something that's against the law. Maybe you also know that you need to be home in an hour, and having a beer is going to cloud your judgment and maybe make you late and help you get in trouble with your parents. You consider that you could get a ticket or lose your scholarship or get in trouble with your athletic team. All of those things, again, are things you would consider if you're making a responsible choice. So all in all, we want you to remember that your decisions every single day can affect your personal journey in life. So again, this is just our intro lesson. We're going to be doing many activities over the next 2 weeks that have to do with the decision-making process. We want you to make sure that you're carefully considering things that could change the outcome of your life.